So, Stranger Things Season 4 is out, at least the first half of it, and that means, should you watch it, or should you not? So far, in my opinion, I've been having a lot of fun watching the series from Season 1 on, right? And I've gotten Season 4 done in a record time of a couple of days. And I have to say, it's a very good season. It released on Friday for me and many others, and we just kind of blasted through it over Friday and the weekend. This new season only has 7 episodes for the first half of it, but those 7 episodes are an hour to an hour and a half long each, so no matter what, it's still a very long half season. The rest, I believe, comes out July 1st, so we're going to have to stay tuned and wait until that. But so far, Season 4, the first half of it, the first section, very good. It's a great season. We kind of expected this, I would say, from this point on, out of Stranger Things, from Season 2 forward. We saw Season 1, we were like, okay, it was really good, great. And then Season 2 came out, and we were like, oh, they can continue making really good seasons. Okay, they'll probably keep doing that. Season 3 was great. Season 4, great, and I would say, for sure, in my opinion, the best one yet. The characters are added, thrown around, changed up as they are every season, right? We get a breadth of a handful of new ally characters, right? And new villain characters. Characters swap around the parties and people they're affiliated with, as they tend to do in most series like these. And we get to see friendships grow and change up again, as we have in the seasons before. You know, based on the situations that have happened and the experiences they've gone through. So far, they are having a great time. The series kind of goes like this. As with the other seasons, this one follows the same general roadmap of you have your characters and they start breaking off into different sections and different sides of the story, right? You have, let's say, Party of People 1, they have their own side story that's going on there. Party of People 2, they have their own side story, you know, and then Party of 3, Party of 4, they're on so forth, right? Each group of people, they are doing all of their side objectives and side quests, side stories, call it what you will, in order to meet up at the very end of the story and complete the season. It follows the exact same roadmap as every other Stranger Things season, so just expect that. As of right now, it's not too unpredictable. So if you're expecting like, oh my, an entirely new Stranger Things unpredictable type season, no, everything from what I've seen has gone according to how it's always kind of gone. There, of course, is unexpected, life-changing, traumatic events that happen. I'll leave it at that. Those happen a lot, right? People can die, people can, like, leave, changes happen. That's expected. Are there changes that are happening that are big? Hey, you'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, like, everything's following how it always goes. It's a really good season. I feel like it's a bit more tense and serious than the other seasons, and it's also a little bit slower for the first build-up, but since there's so much time, it's actually honestly not even noticeable. So far, with the amount of characters and side stories going on, there's so much that's just always happening that I wouldn't say I've ever been bored watching it, even though there's kind of a slower startup in the first couple of episodes of this season. But like, it's not an issue at all, not a problem. The characters are as they have been and are just up to shenanigans as usual, so I mean, there's not much negativity I can say about this one. The only thing I've kind of hated this season is how they seemingly keep shoehorning in back information, right? Like traumatic events happening from childhood. I feel like they keep going into the past of Stranger Things and kind of like making up stories here and there to kind of push the story along. I'm mainly talking about Elle, obviously, but that's fine. That's the only thing that like kind of annoys me, but other than that, the entire season's great. The story with what's going on with Hopper and that group of characters is very interesting the entire way through, right? it starts off as like an info gathering and then just keeps going on from there, and that story just keeps separated from everything else that is going on. Like, there's an entire side story that has no relevance to the main story yet, and it's beautiful. It's so great. I love how they're doing that, and it seems like this season is the most chaotic and extreme one thus far. Seems like every season they kind of up the ante, up the stakes. This one, it's going all over the place, okay? It's going all over the world. It's lovely, and I'm having a lot of fun with that part of it, okay? That entire section of the story, mwah, beautiful. The like so far hidden twists in the story that they've shown off, and the like, oh my, that is that? I've kind of hated those moments. I think those are poorly written. Again, like the backstory stuff going on with Elle, even though it's like main story related, I still kind of hate it. I feel like they shoehorned it in, but at the same time, it does make sense. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. And I can't really say much more other than it annoys me how they've handled the story a little bit in regards to Elle and like progression there, but I get it at the same time. This is one of those things that's like, did they plan it for the longest time, or did they just like go season by season? Because it seems like they could have very well just done this season by season and shoehorned this little story in there. But hey, that's a personal complaint. I don't know how to feel about that. But I still like the story, so I mean, I'm not really too mad. The general characters just running around town and doing what they have to do is great. It starts off like pretty simply how it usually does, right? Like, oh no, shenanigans are afoot. Everyone's hanging out, nothing's like too rambunctious, no Demogorgon shenanigans yet, and then like things start hitting the fan. This one, once like it has a slow startup, in my opinion, but once it hits the fan, it starts going off. It's like, okay, everyone has something to do, things are going chaotic, like left, right, and center. Everyone is going on a path and you can see where it's headed. So I like the season a lot though so far. I'm having so much fun. But now I have to wait until July 1st until I get more. Like, I want to know how it's all going to end, how like characters are going to get out of their situations. I don't care too much myself about the personal relations of all the characters, how they're handling their like friendships and their like girlfriend boyfriend type relationships. Those are honestly the most boring parts of the series. But those are also getting progressed and thrown around here and there, right? But those are, without a doubt, the least consequential thing about the series. And it's like the thing I care about the least. It's more so like the main story arc of them saving the world and what is going on with the Upside Down is probably my favorite part of this series, as probably it is with most everyone else. And I think they've done pretty well with explaining and like showing off what is going on this time and like not leaving too much confusion there, even though it seems like they shoehorned in some story like for it to make sense. Whatever. It's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. The design of everything is amazing. The Upside Down this season is the best it's ever looked. The main enemy character is really great. Just looks great. Looks 10 out of 10. Exactly what you would expect a bad guy to look like, and just so messed up. I love it. The ambiance and the aesthetic of the entire Upside Down this season is great. So I'm having a lot of fun whenever they're going over in that section. But the entire overworld storyline and chase is also really interesting. But it's just so comedic at times because it seems like a hilarious stereotypical story in the fashion of like the dudes are chasing down everyone, the school gang, I'll call it, right? They're chasing them down. It's just hilarious. The basketball gang is just apparently just too strong, and they're going on the hunt. That is the funniest thing I found out about the story, right? I love it. It's pretty funny. And it's just so nonsensical, but hey, it reminds you of all of those olden time movies, and that's kind of what it seems like it's going for, right? Because Stranger Things is in, I think it takes place in the 80s right now, right? Early 80s still. So it's still going for that vibe for sure. And I think it's a lot of fun. I've been having fun with it, okay? It's great, but I'm having a hard time talking about it too much without giving away a ton of information, so I think I will end it there. I want to know just how you've been enjoying the season. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, like, sub, check out any of my random social medias. If you ever want to support the channel, you can donate below by joining the channel membership or super thanking or, you know, anything else. It always helps. Use creator code Pupsker if you ever use the Epic Games Store. Thank you all, and I will see you next time. Peace.